oblique collision. Here, before collision or after collision, or before and after collision. If the bodies, the two bodies which are colliding each other, two or more bodies, before or after collision, or before and after collision, if the bodies travel in different directions, then such type of collision is called the oblique collision or two-dimensional collision. So here oblique collision or two-dimensional collision. Oblique collision means the body here, the collision in which the bodies travel in different directions before collision or after collision, or before and after collision. Such type of collision is called the oblique collision. So today I am going to discuss oblique collision in collision chapter. Oblique collision. Oblique collision. The collision in which the bodies travel in different directions before or after, or before and after collision. Such type of collision is called the oblique collision. So in this oblique collision, first we have to discuss one point, one concept related to oblique collision. Suppose there is a fixed boundary, horizontal boundary. Here it is a fixed horizontal boundary or horizontal surface. Okay, one body is projected with a velocity u. One body having mass m projected with a velocity u in this direction. Projected with a velocity u in this direction. Okay, then during collision, the position of the body is like this. During collision, the position of the body is like this. During collision, the position of the body is like this. Okay. Now it is the point of contact. At the point of contact for this body and this horizontal surface with which the body makes collision, you draw a common tangent. Perpendicular to common tangent, passing through point of contact, you draw a perpendicular line. What do we call this line? A line passing through point of contact and perpendicular to common tangent. What do we call such line? Line of, what do we call, Varshit Reddy? Is it LOC or LOI? Line of impact. So this is line of impact. This y-axis acts as the line of impact. So it is y-axis in the diagram. Okay, it is the common tangent direction, that is x-axis. Okay, so before collision, suppose the direction of motion of this body makes an angle, say theta, with vertical. Before it makes collision with the horizontal surface, it makes an angle theta with vertical. Okay, after collision generally in which direction it travels? After collision, suppose here the coefficient of restitution between the body and the surface is equal to say E. Coefficient of restitution is E. E is the coefficient of restitution. E is the coefficient of restitution. If E is the coefficient of restitution, then after collision, the body rebounds and travel in this direction. The body rebounds and travel in this direction with a velocity say v. With a velocity v. Here it is the smooth surface. This surface is smooth. The surface with which the body makes collision is the smooth surface. Okay. The surface with which the body makes collision is the smooth surface. Okay, now you see, whenever the body makes, you see that the body makes collision with the surface with a velocity u only. You don't feel that as it is projected from certain height, before it reaches the floor, because of gravity it acquires some velocity like that. You don't feel like that. So this is the velocity with which the body makes collision with the floor only. It is the velocity with which the body makes collision with the floor. Okay. So u is the velocity with which the body makes collision with the floor. The two-dimensional collision. Already I said previously, just now. Here this oblique collision is also called as the two-dimensional collision, because before collision and after collision, the body travels in different directions, not along the same straight line. That's why it is also a two-dimensional collision. Okay, oblique collision or two-dimensional collision, 2D collision, two-dimensional collision. Okay, now you see here this body or ball you can take. This ball makes collision with the horizontal smooth floor, and after collision it rebounds with a velocity v by making an angle alpha with vertical. Now, before collision, what is the momentum of the ball? Suppose the mass of the ball is m. Then before collision, what is the velocity component of the ball along horizontal direction? Before collision, as the body coming in this direction, the components are also towards this point only. So before collision, the velocity component of this ball along horizontal direction is equal to u sin theta. No? Velocity component in this direction is equal to u sin theta. So you write u sin theta. So here u sin theta, and the vertical component in this direction is initially the vertical component in this direction is equal to u. The vertical component here in this direction is equal to u cos theta. No? U cos theta. Okay. After collision, as it rebounds with the velocity v in this direction by making an angle alpha with the vertical, then the horizontal component in this direction is equal to, as angle is here, this component, this velocity is away from this point. That's why the components must be away from this point. The component of this velocity in this direction is v cos alpha because alpha is here. Okay. As this velocity is away from this point, the velocity component must be away from this point. That is equal to v cos alpha. And this component is equal to v sin alpha. Okay. Now, during collision, whenever the ball makes collision with this horizontal floor, during collision, is there any force acts on the ball along horizontal direction? Is there any force acts on the ball along horizontal direction? Is the coefficient of restitution? No, Siddharth, I said no. Is the coefficient of restitution? Coefficient of restitution between the ball and the floor. Okay. So here, when during collision, is there any force acts on the ball along horizontal direction? Is there any force acts on the ball along horizontal direction during collision? Tell me. Yes. If yes, Bhuvan, what is that force? You tell me. Along horizontal direction, if force acts along horizontal direction, what is that force? You tell me. Along horizontal direction, I am asking. Yeah, along, because there is no friction, because I said already smooth surface. As it is the horizontal smooth surface, no force acts on the ball or body along horizontal direction. That's why whenever no force acts on the body along horizontal direction, then along horizontal or along x-axis, along horizontal, before collision, what is the momentum of the ball along horizontal direction? Before collision, what is the momentum of the ball along horizontal direction? We can apply law of conservation of linear momentum along horizontal direction. According to law of conservation of linear momentum, we can apply. Or we can write directly. Before collision, along horizontal direction, what is the momentum of the ball? Velocity of the ball before collision along horizontal direction is u sin theta. That's why momentum is equal to mu sin theta. No. After collision, what is the momentum of the ball along horizontal direction? mv sin alpha. But here along horizontal direction, as no force acts on the ball along horizontal direction, is there a change in the momentum of the ball along horizontal direction? Momentum of the ball changes along this horizontal direction whenever force is active. But along horizontal direction, as no force acts on the ball, before collision, whatever the momentum, after collision, momentum must be same. That's why these two must be equal. Mm cancel. So from this u sin theta is equal to v sin alpha, we can write now. So this is one equation. This is one equation. It is a equation 1. U sin theta is equal to v sin alpha. This is the case whenever no friction is there. That is very, very important. This is the case whenever it is smooth along horizontal direction. Momentum before collision is equal to momentum after collision along horizontal direction here, or along tangential direction here. Okay. Next, along vertical direction. Along vertical direction. Along vertical direction, tell me, is there any change in the momentum? Along vertical direction, is there any change in the momentum? along vertical direction, is there any change in the momentum? Coefficient of precipitation is given as E. That's why along vertical direction, you see, before collision, along vertical direction, momentum of the body is mu cos theta in vertically downwards direction. After collision, momentum of the body is away from the horizontal floor in this direction. That is equal to mv cos alpha. Momentum is mv cos alpha. Because at the point of contact to this common tangent, when you draw a normal line, that is the line of impact. Along line of impact on the body or on the ball, some force applied by horizontal floor on the ball in this direction. Due to that, along vertical direction, the momentum of the ball changes. The momentum of the ball changes. So, what is the change in momentum of the ball along vertical direction? What is the change in momentum of the ball along vertical direction? Actually, along line of impact or along vertical direction, or vertical direction is the line of impact direction. Along line of impact or along vertical direction, according to the definition of the coefficient of precipitation E. What is the formula for coefficient of precipitation? General formula is V2 minus V1 by U1 minus U2. No? Of course, in some books it is given as V2 minus V1 minus of V2 minus V1 by U2 minus U1 is given. I wrote the minus sign inside only. So V2 minus V1 by U1 minus U2 I wrote. This can also be written as V2 minus V1 by, you take minus common here. You take minus common. Then you will get U2 minus U1. That means relative velocity of the second body with respect to first after collision. It is the relative velocity of the second body with respect to first before collision, but minus. So E is equal to minus of relative velocity of separation to the relative velocity of approach. Of course, just minus sign, minus I have taken common. We can write U1 minus U2 also, because after collision ut is less than U1. That's why I have written minus inside only, and V2 minus V1 by U1 minus U2 I said. Okay. So this is the general formula for coefficient of precipitation. It can be applied only along line of impact. Coefficient of precipitation can be applied only along line of impact. Okay. Now along line of impact, E is equal to, tell me what is V2? V2 is the, here this is the first body which is making collision with the second body. This is the first body. Floor is the second body. Before and after collision, second body is at rest only, no? That's why V2 is equal to 0 minus. You see, initially before collision, as this along vertical direction, the velocity component of the body is vertically downwards. That is the reference direction. But after collision, the body travel in upward direction. No? That's why after collision, the velocity of the body is opposite to the initial direction. That's why you take minus sign. So minus V1 means V cos alpha by U1 means before collision, the initial velocity of the body along line of impact, that is in this direction, that is taken as positive only. So U cos theta minus U2. Minus U2 means velocity of the floor before collision. Before and after collision, as the floor is at rest only. Before and after collision, as the floor is at rest only. That's why U2 is equal to 0, right? That is equal to V cos alpha by U cos theta. Therefore, along line of impact, the final velocity of the ball along line of impact, V cos alpha is equal to E into U cos theta. Directly we can write, you need not write along line of impact, directly we can write this equation. Because along line of impact, if the second body is at rest only, it is fixed only, then after collision, along line of impact, the velocity becomes E times the initial velocity with which it makes collision. Directly we can write like this, instead of writing this equation, everything. Okay, directly we can write V cos alpha is equal to E U cos theta. This is equation. This formula is also very, very important. This formula is also very, very important. Okay. Now, from this equation 2, we got V cos alpha is equal to E into U cos theta. And from this equation 1, we have V sin alpha, U sin theta is equal to V sin alpha. Okay. Now, from these two equations, we have to derive the formula for final velocity of this ball. We have to derive the formula for final velocity of the ball. So how we can derive the formula for final velocity? Okay. So here you see, after collision, the velocity of the ball along x-axis is equal to along this x-axis or along horizontal is equal to v sin alpha. No? So after collision, velocity of the ball along x-axis vx is equal to v sin alpha. V sin alpha. That is equal to v sin alpha means v sin alpha is equal to we got u sin theta because theta you are given. That's why in terms of known parameters you write u sin theta. After collision along y-axis, what is the velocity of the ball? Of course, after collision along y-axis, velocity vy is equal to u cos alpha. No? Vy is equal to u cos alpha. U is known, of course. Alpha is not known. So we had write alpha value in terms of known parameters. We had write the alpha value in terms of known parameters. That means in terms of u and theta we have to express. So we can express that alpha value. Okay. So here we see Vy is equal to u cos alpha. From this is the equation 3. So from 2 and 3, velocity of the body v is equal to or v square velocity of the body v bar is equal to, that means after collision what is the velocity vector v bar is equal to question mark, v bar is equal to x component into I cap plus y component into j cap. No, so v bar is equal to x component means already we have x component of velocity vx is equal to u sin theta, so you write u sin theta into I cap. This is the case whenever you take this as y-axis and this as x-axis. Okay. Next, plus Vy. Vy means u cos alpha. That is along vertically upwards. Means along positive y direction only. So u cos alpha into j cap. Right. So you find the magnitude of this one. So therefore, v is equal to square root of this x component square plus y component square. That means u square sin square theta plus u square cos square alpha. Of course, u square you can take common, you can write outside. So v is equal to u square you take common and you write outside, so it becomes u into sin square theta plus cos square alpha. Sin square theta plus cos square alpha. What about cos alpha? We have write the cos alpha in terms of known parameters. Cos alpha in terms of known parameters. How we can write? Cos alpha in terms of known parameters. Cos alpha in terms of known parameters. How we can write? You see here from this formula. You see here from equation 1, u sin theta is equal to v sin alpha. From that sin alpha is equal to, from this sin alpha is equal to u sin theta by v. No, sin alpha is equal to v sin u sin theta by v. So from this cos square alpha can be substituted now. Cos square alpha is equal to 1 minus sin square alpha. That is equal to 1 minus u sin theta by v whole square. So you substitute the cos square alpha is equal to 1 minus u sin theta by v whole square. You write here. You take LCM. You do cross multiplication. Then v is equal to something you find. V is equal to something you find. Then you will get, of course, here u cos alpha is equal to, what is the velocity component along y-axis? Velocity component along y-axis. Here you see Vy. Vy is equal to u cos alpha only. No? That is equal to E into u cos theta. We can write directly. No? Okay. Here only you can write. You see. Here only we can write. You see here. Therefore, v is equal to square root of u sin theta whole square plus u cos alpha whole square, x component square plus y component square. That is equal to magnitude of e, which is equal to square root of u square sin square theta plus u cos alpha means from this formula u cos alpha. How we can write the cos alpha value? How we can write u cos alpha? Is it correct? Vy is equal to u cos alpha, v cos alpha. V cos alpha. Here we wrote mistake. Here you see this is equal to Vy is equal to, you see, vertical component of velocity after collision is equal to Vy is equal to v cos alpha. Here we have write v cos alpha. V cos alpha means we can write EU cos theta. So EU cos theta you write EU cos theta whole square since from 2. Okay. Therefore, in both the terms we can write U square common and we can write outside. Therefore, V is equal to U into square root of sin square theta plus E square into cos square theta. I think this is the formula for velocity of the body. Velocity of the body after collision. So sin square U into square root of sin square of theta plus E square into cos square theta. This is the velocity of the body after collision. It is the velocity of the body after collision. Okay. What is the relation between alpha and theta? Sometimes they may be asked, wherever the body is projected with a velocity theta and after collision, with what velocity it rebounds, with what angle it rebounds with vertical. That means sometimes they may ask alpha. How you can write alpha? From these two equations, can we find alpha value? Okay, note this point. You note this one. V bar is equal to U sin theta into I cap. U sin theta into I cap. Okay. Final velocity is equal to U sin V sin alpha is equal to U sin theta I cap plus V cos alpha j cap. Okay. Because already we changed it here now. So this is equal to V cos alpha, right? V cos alpha. But V cos alpha is equal to here. V cos alpha is equal to here we have write V here also. Here also you write V. Because magnitude of velocity is equal to square root of x component square plus y component square. No, y component is equal to V cos alpha. That's why V cos alpha whole square. But V cos alpha is equal to EU cos theta. That's why I have written EU cos theta whole square. Okay, right. So these are the formulas. Okay, now okay, you see equation 1 we got like this. U sin theta is equal to V sin alpha we got. That is equation 1. From equation 2 we got. From equation 2 we have V cos alpha is equal to EU cos theta is equal to V cos alpha we got. Okay, this is equation 2. Divide 1 by 2. 1 by 2 gives what? 1 by 2 is equal to, divide these two. U sin theta by EU cos theta is equal to V sin alpha by V cos alpha. Here U cancel, VV cancel. Okay, then tan theta by E, sin theta by cos theta means tan theta. So tan theta by E is equal to sin alpha by cos alpha means tan alpha. So therefore, tan alpha is equal to tan theta by E. This is very, very important formula. So here, initially, whenever the ball is projected onto the floor by making an angle theta with vertical, then with what angle it rebounds? Means by making an alpha, which is given by tan alpha is equal to tan theta by E. With this alpha angle, it rebounds with a vertical. With a horizontal means 90 minus alpha is the angle with which it rebounds with a horizontal. Okay, what is the magnitude of this velocity? Magnitude of this velocity is this one. These two are very, very important formulas. Fourth formula, fifth formula. Of course, you don't remember the formulas like this. Just by using concepts only, you must be in a position to do the problem. You don't remember the formulas. Okay, formulas direct గా మనం ఇట్లా గుర్తుపెట్టుకుని చేయొద్దు. వాటి కండిషన్స్ ఇక్కడ తీసుకున్న కండిషన్ బేస్ చేసుకుని ఇట్లా వచ్చింది. కండిషన్ చేంజ్ చేసి వచ్చు. But we have to apply the same concept. Follow the same concept and you do the problem. Don't remember the formulas directly. Of course, F is equal to MA. These are F is equal to MA, V square minus U square equal to 2S. These are the standard formulas we can remember. But here you don't remember these formulas based on these concepts only. What is the concept? Along horizontal direction, as no force acts on the body because smooth, we can apply the law of conservation of linear momentum. Before collision, after collision, the total moment of the body remains same. Along line of impact, we can apply the Newton's law of restitution. E is equal to V2 minus V1 by U1 minus U2. We can apply that. Applied this concept we have to remember, and based on that concept we have to derive the formula. By using the formulas we can find the velocity after collision. Next, angle made by the body with vertical after collision we can find. So in this way we have to do. So this is the in case of oblique collision, this is the first application. In this way we can apply. Okay. Here in case of oblique collision, along line of impact between this ball and horizontal floor, force is acting. So when you consider the floor and ball as the system, the force exerted by floor on the ball is the internal force. Internal force does not alter the total momentum of the system. That's why we can apply the law of conservation of linear momentum for the floor and ball together along line of impact. Only for ball we cannot apply the law of conservation of linear momentum along line of impact. System ki law of conservation of linear momentum apply cheyachu. And only for ball we cannot apply the law of conservation of linear momentum along line of impact. When you consider only ball along line of impact, some force applied by this floor on the ball in this direction along line of impact. No, that's why for this single ball we cannot apply the law of conservation of linear momentum. For the system we can apply. When you consider the system of ball and floor, the floor exerts the force on the ball. That is the internal force. Internal force does not alter the total momentum of the system of ball and floor. That's why for system we can apply the law of conservation of linear momentum along vertical along this line of impact. Of course, along line of impact we can apply the coefficient of restriction formula also there. No, coefficient of restriction formula. Okay, right. Even you apply the law of conservation of linear momentum along line of impact, or you apply the Newton's law of restitution, E is equal to V2 minus V1 by U1 minus U2, you will get the same formula. You will get same formula as V cos alpha is equal to EU cos theta. Shall I erase this one? Okay. If it is elastic collision, in this case, okay, somebody very good reminded me, Chandra. Suppose if the collision is elastic, if the collision is elastic here, if the collision is elastic, so here we got velocity of the body, angle made by the body after collision with vertical is this one, and velocity of the body is this one. B is equal to we got U into square root of sin square theta plus E square cos square theta. Okay, this is equation 4 we got. Okay, now suppose if the collision is elastic, if it is inelastic, what happens? If collision is elastic, if collision is elastic means perfectly elastic collision. If collision is elastic, E is equal to 1. When E is equal to 1, from formula 4, you see from the formula 4, V is equal to U into square root of sin square theta plus E square into cos square theta we got. Okay, if collision is elastic, E is equal to 1. You substitute E is equal to 1, then U of sin square theta plus 1 square into cos square theta. That is equal to U only you will get, no? U only you will get. That means if the collision is perfectly elastic here, then in such case with what velocity it makes collision, with the same velocity it rebounces. V means this only, no? Velocity of rebounds, no? So with what velocity it makes collision, with the same velocity it rebounces. At the time, with what angle made by this body with vertically it rebounces. That means alpha is equal to how much? From 5. From 5. Tan alpha is equal to tan theta by E. That is equal to tan theta by E means 1 for elastic collision. That's why tan alpha is equal to tan theta. Implies alpha is equal to theta. That means if the collision is elastic, then with what angle made with vertical it makes collision, with the same angle with vertical it rebounds. Alpha is equal to theta. That is also important one. If collision is elastic means the problem becomes simple. With what angle it makes collision, with the same angle it rebounds. With what velocity it makes collision, with the same velocity it rebounds. We can write like this. If the collision is perfectly inelastic, if collision is perfectly inelastic, if collision is perfectly, of course, inelastic, don't write perfectly. If it is not mentioned means it is perfectly only. Otherwise, it will be given E value. If collision is inelastic, inelastic means E is equal to what? In case of inelastic collision, what about E value? 0. Okay, you write 0. In this case, what is the final velocity of the ball? So V is equal to, you put E is equal to 0 here, 0 into something 0. Then V is equal to U sin theta only you will get now. Since from 4, V is equal to U sin theta. That means if collision is perfectly inelastic, then the velocity of the body after collision is equal to simply U sin theta means along horizontal direction, whatever the velocity of the body, with the same velocity only travel along this direction. That's all. Because if the collision is perfectly inelastic, already I said, along the line of impact, if the collision is perfectly inelastic or simply inelastic, then after collision, along line of impact, both bodies stick together. Along line of impact, both bodies stick together. So along line of impact, whenever this body sticks to the floor, floor cannot move. That's why the body continues in sticking with the floor. That's why along this direction there is no velocity. Only along this direction the body moves. That's why V is equal to U sin theta. Okay? Or in other words, along vertical direction, after collision, whatever the velocity of the body, along vertical direction. As collision is inelastic, along line of impact, after collision, the body sticks to the floor. That's why along this direction, velocity becomes 0, no? As it sticks to the floor, floor cannot move. That's why along this direction, velocity becomes 0. That's why V cos alpha becomes 0. V cos alpha becomes 0. Because you see, V cos alpha is equal to E into U cos theta. As E is equal to 0 here, this becomes 0. So V cos alpha becomes 0 means velocity of the body along line of impact after inelastic collision with the floor becomes 0, no? In such case, what is the remaining velocity? This only. So in this case, after inelastic collision, what is the angle made by direction of its motion with vertical? You see, after collision, as the body travel along the horizontal direction only, angle made by the direction of motion with the vertical means 90. Will you get or not? You check from this 5. From 5, tan alpha is equal to tan theta by E. E means 0. That means infinity. Tan alpha infinity means what about alpha value? Alpha is equal to 90 degree now. Alpha is equal to 90 degree means after inelastic collision takes place, the body travel along this path. That means along horizontal direction by making an angle 90 with vertical. That is only we got here. So in this way, we can see, we can observe like this. Okay, this is one concept. Okay, shall I erase this totally? Shall I erase this totally? Okay, I will upload in the YouTube also. Okay, right. So this is one example for oblique collision. Suppose if friction is there, here also we can write one more. Here we can write one more point also. Along line of impact, why the velocity of the body changes or moment of the body changes here? Along line of impact. Along line of impact. Along line of impact. Along the line of impact, why the velocity of the body changes? You see, before collision, along line of impact, the momentum of the body is equal to, so along line of impact before collision. Along line of impact. Along line of impact, the momentum of the body before collision is, that means initial momentum along line of impact is equal to, you see, before collision, the velocity component in this direction is equal to U cos theta. So momentum is mu cos theta now. Mu cos theta downwards. Okay. After collision, along line of impact. After collision along line of impact, final momentum Pf is equal to mv cos alpha. Because velocity component is v cos alpha now. Mv cos alpha. That is equal to m into v cos alpha is equal to what we got? V cos alpha is equal to E into U cos theta we got now. Because with this velocity along this direction it makes collision. After collision it rebounds with the velocity E into V. V means U cos theta. That's why that is equal to m into V m into v cos alpha means we can write e into u cos theta. E into u cos theta. It is upwards. That means along line of impact, before collision, momentum is this one. After collision, momentum is this one. That means momentum changes now. Due to which reason momentum changes here? Along line of impact, definitely to change the momentum, force must be acted. Here, due to which force the momentum will changes? Momentum of the body changes takes place here because of normal reaction. Whenever the ball makes collision with this one, along this line of impact, the force exert the reaction force on the block in upward direction. Normal reaction exerted by the block force on the ball in upward direction. Due to this normal reaction, the momentum changes. Is this normal reaction acts on the body for a long time? Collision takes place in a fraction of a second. That's why the time for which the force makes collision with the ball is very, very small. That is called time of impulse. During this time of impulse, what is the impulse received by the ball along normal reaction direction? Along this line of impact. So along line of impact, impulse received. Along line of impact, impulse received. Impulse received J is equal to impulse acts on the ball in this direction because normal reaction acts in this direction. That's why impulse received is also in the same direction. So impulse received in this direction J is equal to impulse received is equal to integral of impulse is received by the normal reaction only. Normal reaction at the time during collision. Normal reaction acts on the ball upwards is equal to say n into dt because n is not constant. As long as time lapses, the normal reaction acts on the ball due to flow gradually increase, reaches maximum value, and while leaving the ball, normal reaction acts on the ball gradually decreases and becomes zero when ball loses the contact with the floor. That's why integral n dt we can write. Here n dt is the in a small interval of time normal reaction due to normal reaction impulse received because impulse is equal to f into t. No. Similarly, here impulse received by the ball in a small interval of time is n into dt. Total impulse received by the ball is equal to integral n into dt. This is equal to final momentum minus initial momentum. So impulse received by normal reaction is equal to final momentum means you see impulse received is in this direction. Final momentum is also in the same direction in this direction here. That is mv cos alpha minus it is upwards. Impulse is in this direction. Final momentum is also in the same direction minus of initial momentum. Initial momentum is before collision. Initial momentum is in opposite direction. That's why here minus mu cos theta we have tried. That is equal to mv cos alpha plus mu cos theta. What about v cos alpha? M into v cos alpha means with what velocity it bounces. That velocity is equal to e into u cos theta. We can write now. Previously we got v cos alpha is equal to e into u cos theta because along line of impact before collision velocity is u cos theta, that is say v. After collision along line of impact velocity is equal to e power of n into v. That means e into v means u cos theta. That's why eu cos theta. So v cos alpha can be written as e into u cos theta, eu cos theta plus mu cos theta. Therefore, you take mu cos theta common. Mu cos theta we can take common into e plus 1 or 1 plus e. Therefore, impulse received along the line of impact is integral n into dt, which is equal to mu into 1 plus e into cos theta into cos theta. This formula is also very, very important. Cos theta. Mu into 1 plus e into cos theta. So this is the impulse received along the line of impact due to internal forces. Chandra, what is your doubt? Normal force acts. Here reaction force acts on the ball due to flow in a very, very small interval of time. Normal force exerted is large. That's why it is called impulsive force due to normal reaction. And time for which the impulsive force acts on the ball in this direction is very small. That's why to obtain the net impulse received by the ball along line of impact, I have written integral n into dt. Chandra, what is your doubt? Chandra. Okay, I will say that case also later. Chandra, what is your doubt? Chandra, I will unmute you. Speak with me. Chandra. Okay, Chandra, speak with me. Chandra.
Sir, it is in upward direction.
Which one?
Sir, here formula.
Yeah, impulse received means here this
Yes.
force pushes the ball in this direction. No?
Yes, sir.
Force pushes the ball in upward direction. This force, that is the normal reaction. Due to normal force or normal reaction, the ball receives the impulse along the line of impact in this direction. That is equal to integral n into dt, because n is not constant. Normal reaction received by the ball due to floor is not constant. It varies with time according to the graph like this. Normal reaction varies with time according to the graph like this. It is not constant. Just like when you hit the ball by the bat, how does the force exerted by bat on the ball changes with time? Like this only changes. Here also, normal force received by the ball by the floor varies with time according to the graph like this only. As normal force is not constant, in a small interval of time, impulse received by the ball in upward direction is equal to n into dt. Total impulsive force, total impulse received by the ball during collision is equal to integral n into dt. That is called impulse received, which is equal to change in momentum minus final momentum minus initial momentum. It is called impulse momentum equation. This is called impulse momentum equation. Impulse momentum equation. So according to impulse momentum equation, the impulse received by the ball is equal to integral n dt, which is equal to change in momentum of your body. Which is equal to change in momentum of your body. Okay, have you got idea? Chandra.
Sir, it is to normalness.
Perpendicular to line of impact is always perpendicular to the plane of contact and drawn at the point of contact. No, perpendicular to the common tangent passing through point of contact. That line is called line of impact.
Okay.
Along line of impact only, I apply the along line of impact only force acts on the ball. That's why along line of impact only we can apply the impulse momentum equation. Okay.
Change in momentum to along normal.
Like along line of, you don't say normal line of impact.
Line of.
ఈ నార్మల్ లైన్ ఆఫ్ ఇంపాక్ట్ అంటే ఇదే కదా.
Yes, sir.
ఏ డైరెక్షన్ లో అయితే ఫ్లోర్ బాల్ మీద ఫోర్స్ ఎగ్జర్ట్ చేస్తా ఉందో ఆ లైన్ ని మనం లైన్ ఆఫ్ ఇంపాక్ట్ అనొచ్చు. నార్మల్ ఫోర్స్ డైరెక్షన్ కూడా అనొచ్చు. బట్ టెక్నికల్లీ వీ హావ్ టు కాల్ దిస్ యాజ్ లైన్ ఆఫ్ ఇంపాక్ట్. ఓకే.
Okay, sir.
ఓకే.
Thank you.
Okay, now this is one case. Next case. Suppose if friction is there, in the same case, if friction is there, what happens? Second one, if friction is there, we have taken smooth surface here. If friction is there, what happens? Second, we have to discuss that only. Second one, collision with horizontal surface. With friction. This is the next case. Same concept I want to discuss, but with friction we have to apply so that you can distinguish the impulse received by the ball due to friction, due to normal reaction. Impulse received by the ball due to friction we can understand clearly. Okay. So here there is a rough horizontal surface. It is the rough horizontal surface. Rough surface. Rough. Of course, rough surface. Coefficient of friction is mu. Coefficient of friction is mu. Here, one ball. one ball of mass m initially projected with a velocity say u, so that momentum is mu. They travel in this direction and makes collision with the floor at this point. Makes collision with the floor at this point. During collision, the position of the ball is like this. Here, exact at the point of contact, when you draw the common tangent is in this direction. Perpendicular to common tangent, passing through point of contact, when you draw the normal line, that is the line of impact. So this y-axis is the line of impact. Line of impact or y-axis. It is x-axis or common tangent direction. It is x-axis or common tangent. Okay. Now this body moves in this direction with a velocity u and makes collision, and after collision it rebounces with a velocity say v. It rebounces with a velocity v. Then initially before collision, the direction of motion makes an angle theta with vertical and alpha with vertical after collision, just as before only. Theta with vertical and alpha with vertical. Already this concept is there in our integrated material also. This concept is there in our integrated material also. Okay. So here, after collision, okay, here we see, before collision, what is the moment of the ball along horizontal direction? Before collision, momentum in this direction is mu. So after collision, moment of the ball is equal to along x-axis or along horizontal is equal to mu sin theta, no? Mu sin theta. And in this direction, momentum is equal to mu cos theta. Mu cos theta. Okay. After collision, as the velocity with which the ball rebounds is v, then after collision along this direction, moment of the ball becomes mv cos alpha, sorry, mv sin alpha, and along this direction momentum is mv cos alpha. Okay. Now along horizontal direction, before and after collision, along horizontal direction is the momentum is same. You see, before collision, along horizontal direction, momentum of the ball is mu sin theta. So with this momentum, at the time of collision, the ball try to drag in this direction with a velocity mu sin theta. Here during time of collision or during collision, because of this momentum of the ball along horizontal direction, the ball try to drag in this direction with the same momentum mu sin theta even after collision also. But at the same time, whenever this point of contact try to slide or try to slip on the rough horizontal surface in this direction, immediately the friction acts in this direction, and due to friction, the ball receives the impulse due to friction in this direction. Due to that, the moment of the ball decays from mu sin theta to mv sin alpha. That's why impulse due to friction is how much? Impulse due to friction. Impulse due to friction along horizontal. Along horizontal. Impulse due to friction along horizontal axis means integral f into dt. That is equal to impulse due to friction along horizontal direction is equal to f into dt. Integral f into dt, because friction here also increases, because during collision, as long as during collision, when time increases, the normal reaction acts on the ball gradually increases. Whenever normal reaction increases, friction force increases. That's why friction force is also not constant here during collision. During collision only, the friction is not constant. That's why to obtain the total impulse received by the ball along horizontal direction due to friction, line integral of f into dt is equal to change the moment of the ball. After collision, immediately after collision, the moment of the ball along this direction becomes this one. That's why if we see, impulse due to friction is in this direction, whereas the momentum is in this direction after collision. That's why you write minus. So minus, of course, you write final momentum minus initial momentum is the general formula. So impulse received f into dt is equal to impulse received is in this direction, whereas the momentum is in this direction. That's why final momentum minus mv sin alpha, you write minus mv sin alpha minus initial momentum. That initial momentum is also opposite to the impulse received by the ball. That's why minus you write minus mu sin theta. Therefore, that is equal to minus means plus mu sin theta minus mv sin alpha. This is the impulse due to friction received by the ball, which can be written as integral. F means we can write, since F is equal to mu into normal reaction. That's why mu into normal reaction is the impulse received due to friction into dt. That is equal to mu sin theta minus mv sin psi. It is alpha, no? Mv sin alpha. Okay, this is alpha. Here it is sin alpha. Okay. Because minus mv sin alpha we have typed. Here it becomes minus plus mu sin theta minus mv sin alpha. So here minus mv sin alpha, you write sin alpha. Okay. Therefore, as mu is constant, you write mu outside. Mu of n dt is equal to mu sin theta minus mv sin alpha. This is equation 2. This is a equation 1. It is the impulse momentum equation in case of friction acts on the ball. So as the friction acts on the ball along horizontal only or along common tangent only, in such case impulse due to friction is received along the common tangent direction only. That is equal to change in momentum. We have written. Now this impulse due to normal reaction or normal force is obtained by this formula. Okay. From this integral n into dt is equal to, we can write mu sin theta minus mv sin alpha whole by mu, we can write now. This is impulse of normal reaction. Impulse of normal reaction is received only along line of impact. So along line of impact, impulse due to normal reaction integral n dt is equal to, because normal reaction acts in this direction, no? Impulse due to normal reaction received by the ball along line of impact, that means integral n into dt, which is equal to integral n into dt is equal to change momentum along line of impact. Change momentum along line of impact means final momentum minus initial momentum along line of impact. So integral n into dt is equal to final momentum along line of impact is, you see, normal reaction in this direction only. That's why impulse received by the ball due to floor along line of impact is in this direction. Final momentum is also along the line of impact is in the same direction. That's why plus mv cos alpha. Final momentum is mv cos alpha along line of impact minus initial momentum. Initial momentum before collision along line of impact is mu cos theta downwards. That's why we have like minus sign, because this before collision the linear momentum of the ball is opposite to the impulse received due to normal reaction. That's why minus we have like minus is in the formula only, but pi is opposite direction. That's why minus we have like minus mu cos theta. Therefore, integral n into dt is equal to mv cos alpha minus or minus plus mu cos theta. This is equation 4. So in this way, we have to use that formula. Of course, here this n in integral n into dt, you substitute here, so that from 3 and 4, these two are equal now. From 3 and 4, you see, integral n dt, integral n into dt is equal to, from this 3, we can write mu sin theta minus mv sin alpha by mu. That is equal to, here integral n into dt means this one. So mv cos alpha plus mu cos theta. Okay. Here mu will be given, u will be given, theta will be given. Alpha can be calculated. No? We can find the alpha value. Okay. So in this way, by using these formulas, we can calculate the alpha value. So in this case, what is the velocity of the body along x-axis and what is the velocity of the body along y-axis? What is the velocity of the body along x-axis and what is the velocity of the body along y-axis? This is the equation, another equation 5. Along line of impact. Along line of impact, you see, velocity with which rebounces after collision along line of impact means v cos alpha. That v cos alpha is equal to E into before collision along the line of impact velocity of the body, u cos theta. So u cos theta. Already previously we have written this only. So V cos alpha is equal to EU cos theta. Here in this formula, instead of V cos alpha, we can write E into U cos theta. We can write now here from 5. Shall I write this one? Shall I write this part? Okay. So this is also important equation. This is also important one. Okay, now we have to find the velocity component along x-axis after collision. So from this formula, velocity component along x-axis is mv sin alpha. We need mv sin alpha. From this formula, we need mv sin alpha. Okay, from 5 and 6. From 5, you see here mu sin theta minus mv sin alpha is equal to mu into, just you do cross multiplication, mv cos alpha plus mu cos theta. Okay, m we can cancel. M we can cancel. So remaining is u sin theta minus v sin alpha is equal to mu into, already m is cancelled. V cos alpha can be written as EU cos theta, no? EU cos theta. Plus here m is cancelled, u cos theta. So that is equal to mu into u cos theta, you take common, then 1 plus e. So mu into u into u you take common into 1 plus e into cos theta, we can write. Here u sin theta minus v sin alpha. Therefore, v sin alpha is the x component of velocity after collision. That means Vx. Vx is equal to v sin alpha, because after collision, the x component of velocity of the body is equal to Vx is equal to, of course, m into Vx. Vx is equal to v sin alpha. No? So Vx is equal to v sin alpha. That is equal to u sin theta. You keep here only. V sin alpha. You write on right side and you bring this to left. Then you will get u sin theta minus this one mu u into 1 plus e into cos theta. This is the velocity component of the ball along x-axis after collision. So here we got u sin theta minus mu into 1 plus e cos mu into u sin theta minus mu u 1 plus e into cos theta. This is the answer. Okay, this is the answer. This is the velocity component along x-axis after collision. This is the velocity component along x-axis after collision. Therefore, you see here, velocity component along x-axis after collision, Vx is equal to of course v sin alpha, that is equal to you take common here for sin theta minus mu into 1 plus e into cos theta. Everyone is known, u is known, theta is known, e is known, mu is known. So x component of velocity of this ball after collision we can calculate now. So this is very important formula. Next, what about Vy? This is equation 7. Say, what is Vy? Y component of velocity of the body after collision means V cos alpha only, no? So along line of impact or along y-axis, or along line of impact, velocity component Vy is equal to V cos alpha. Vy is equal to V cos alpha. V cos alpha can be written as EU cos theta, no? So E into U cos theta. So this is also important formula. So after collision, the velocity of the ball along y-axis and along x-axis components are this one. Therefore, what is the magnitude of velocity? V is equal to how much after collision? V is equal to question mark. V is equal to square root of x component square plus y component square. That is equal to x component square means this square plus y component square means this square. That's all. So you will get answer. Okay. So after collision, the resultant velocity of the body in magnitude is equal to square root of this square plus this square. That gives the answer. In this way, we have to do. How we can find alpha value? How we can find alpha value? Alpha value means, you see here, along x-axis velocity component is this one, along y-axis velocity component is this one. Theta is given, alpha u will be given, e will be given. Okay, from this we can find v value. If you substitute v value also here, then cos alpha equals something you will get. Alpha can be calculated. No? So alpha can be calculated in this way. Okay. Okay, note down this. So I think you could understand how impulse is received by the ball along y-axis and along x-axis. When friction is there, friction impulse momentum equation at rayali. Whenever friction is there along horizontal direction, how we can write the impulse momentum equation? When along line of impact, how we can write the impulse momentum equation? Just these two very important. We have to know how we can write. Okay, this is another example. Shall I erase this one? Shall I erase? Okay. Okay, next one. Next example. So in this only, suppose what about the loss of kinetic energy by the system? They may ask. What is the here loss of kinetic energy? In the same case only, loss of kinetic energy if they ask. Loss of kinetic energy by the system in case of oblique collision. When friction is there, how we can find? When friction is there or friction is not there, then loss of kinetic energy by system is equal to initial kinetic energy of the system, initial kinetic energy of the ball minus final kinetic energy of the ball. Loss of the kinetic energy by the system means initially floor has no velocity. Even after collision also floor has no velocity. That's why only ball loses kinetic energy. So what is the loss of kinetic energy by the system or by the ball? Both are same. Loss of kinetic energy by the system or ball, both are same. In this case, whenever collision with floor, okay, that is equal to this one. Already we derived the formula for velocity. Here, loss of kinetic energy in this case is equal to this one. Already in both the cases, we derived the formula for final velocity. Final velocity v is equal to square root of vx square plus vy square. We derived the formula now. So by that formula, you calculate v value and you substitute here. You will get loss of kinetic energy. Fractional loss of kinetic energy. Fraction of loss of kinetic energy by ball or system in this case is equal to loss of kinetic energy by initial kinetic energy of the ball, because initially ball is only having kinetic energy. Delta k means half mv square minus half mv square by initial kinetic energy means half mv square. So when you split them, then you will get 1 minus v square by u square. It is the fraction of loss of kinetic energy. Percentage of loss of kinetic energy. Percentage of loss of kinetic energy is equal to 1 minus v square by u square. It is the fractional loss of kinetic energy into 100. That is the percentage loss of kinetic energy by the system after collision. So in this case, whenever the ball makes collision with the horizontal floor, in that case, The formula for loss of kinetic energy is equal to this one. It is the final velocity, it is the initial velocity. Final velocity is, of course, we know after collision, when collision makes with the floor, then before collision velocity is u, after collision the velocity of rebounds is v. In this case, percentage loss of kinetic energy means this is the formula. Fractional loss of kinetic energy means this is the formula. Loss of kinetic energy means this is the formula. V means already we derived so far. So far in both the cases we derived the formula for final velocity of the ball after collision. With what velocity the ball rebounds after collision we derived. Okay. Next. Next you see second one. Suppose it is the sphere of mass m1. Initially, it is moving along this direction with a velocity say u1. A sphere of mass m1, radius of the sphere is r1. A sphere of mass m1 and radius r1, or it is a ball of mass m1 radius r1 travel in this direction. This is the initial direction of motion of the ball. Here another ball is there. Another ball is there of mass m2. Of mass m2. Or you take somewhat larger size. In order to see the diagram clearly, you take larger size sphere. This is another sphere having mass m2. Initially, it is at rest. Say, the central mass of sphere is this only, no? Central mass of sphere is this one. It is moving along this direction means initially before collision, the central mass of this ball travel in this direction. The central mass of the sphere initially when it is at rest is this one. The perpendicular distance of this direction of motion of the body from the central mass of the second body. This is called the impact parameter. This is called impact parameter. This distance. The perpendicular distance of the direction of motion of the body from the center of the second sphere before collision, that is called impact parameter. So this distance is called impact parameter. Okay, that impact parameter is a b. B is the impact parameter. Impact parameter. B is the impact parameter. Okay. So whenever the ball makes collision with the surface, at the instant whenever the ball reaches the surface here, at the instant whenever the ball come in contact with the sphere, at that time, the position of the sphere is like this. The position of the sphere is like this only. During collision, it is the position of during collision. During collision, whenever this ball come in contact with this one, you see here the radius of this sphere is say r2, mass m2. Okay, during collision, this sphere coming in contact here before collision, the body travel in this direction with a velocity u1, and at the time whenever they are colliding each other or during collision, the position of the two balls are like this. The line joining the centers of the two spheres is this one. This is the line of impact. This is the line of impact. LOI. Before collision, just before collision, the line joining the centers of the two spheres is the line of impact direction. And at this point of contact, when you draw the common tangent, then the common tangent is like this. It is the common tangent. Common tangent. Perpendicular to the common tangent, at this through this point of contact, when you draw a line, that line passing through the centers of the two spheres. That is the line of impact. So along line of impact, we can apply the Newton's law of restitution. we can apply the Newton's law of restitution. Suppose these two spheres are smooth. These two spheres are smooth spheres. Smooth. No friction is there. It is also smooth sphere only. No friction is there along the tangential direction. So along the common tangent, as no friction is there because these two spheres are smooth. In such case, you see, velocity of the body in this direction is equal to u1. You resolve this velocity into components. In this direction, velocity is u1. When you resolve this velocity into components along this direction and along this line of impact, before collision, suppose this is a x-axis, this is a y-axis. So along line of impact, it is first sphere, it is a second sphere. Along line of impact, the first sphere, before collision, velocity is along this direction, velocity is u1, say that u1 is equal to, you see, suppose the angle between this initial direction of motion and line of impact is a theta. Here this is a theta. Then in this direction velocity is u1. Their component along this direction is equal to u1 cos theta. No? u1 cos theta. Along line of impact, what is third point? Okay. Along this line of impact, the initial velocity of the body, initial velocity of the first body along line of impact is u1 cos theta. We can write. What is cos theta? Impact parameter is given. Impact parameter means the distance between perpendicular distance of the initial direction of motion of the body and the center of the second sphere is called line of impact. These initially it will be given. What is this distance? This is a point A, this is a point B. What is the AB value? AB is equal to R1 plus R2. No, AB is equal to R1 plus R2. When you know this AB value and this impact parameter, then you take sin theta. Sin theta is equal to opposite B by hypotenuse, means R1 plus R2 we can write now. We will be given B value and R1, R2. Then we can find sin theta. Theta can be calculated. So theta is known. When theta is known, then along line of impact velocity component is u1 cos theta. u1 will be given. Of course, here you take u1 or you take this is equal to say v0. You take this velocity as v0. This velocity as v0. So we take v0. Before collision along this direction velocity is v0. Okay, that's why it is equal to v0 cos theta. No? v0 cos theta. Okay. Now along y-axis velocity is. Next, moreover, along line of impact for the second body, no velocity is there. That's why along line of impact for second body, velocity ut is equal to 0. Along line of impact, that is important. Okay. Next. After collision, along line of impact, before collision, these are the velocities. Along line of impact before collision, the first sphere velocity is this one. The second body before collision, velocity is this one. After collision, along line of impact, whatever the velocities. After collision, along line of impact, whatever the velocities. You tell me. Along this direction, after collision, whatever the velocities. You see, along line of impact, coefficient of restitution E is equal to, we can write V2 minus V1 by U1 minus U2. No, that is equal to along line of impact, that is say x-axis. Along this line of impact, the velocity of the second body in this direction is equal to V2x. In this direction, velocity of the second body in this direction is equal to V2x. Along this line of impact, initial velocity of the second body U2x is equal to 0. U1x, that means along line of impact, initial velocity component along x-axis is U1x is equal to V0 cos theta. Okay. Along x direction, after collision, okay, along line of impact, that means along x-axis, V2x minus V1x by U1x minus U2x. Here UTX is also equal to 0. UTX equal to 0. Okay. Now we substitute V is equal to V2x. along line of impact after collision velocity. That is, we doesn't know. That's why you keep like this only. Minus v1x along line of impact. Velocity of the first body after collision along this direction is v1x only. We have to calculate by u1x along line of impact before collision. Velocity of the first body along line of impact is v0 cos theta. You write v0 cos theta. Minus velocity of the second body along line of impact before collision is 0. That's why v2x minus v1x is equal to ev0 cos theta. This is equation 1. So along line of impact, we got the relation between velocity of the two bodies along line of impact. Now, along common tangent. Along common tangent. That means along y-axis. Because we have considered this as y-axis. Along y-axis, along common tangent. What is the velocity of the body? Common tangent means that is imagined as y-axis. So along y-axis. Tell me whatever the velocities of the bodies. Velocity of the first body along y-axis before collision u1y is equal to. Tell me. It travel in this direction with a velocity v0. Their component along this direction is equal to. Along this direction v0 cos theta. Along this direction v0 sin theta. No? v0 sin theta. That is the initial velocity along y-axis. So u1y is equal to v0 sin theta. Next u2y. That means velocity of the second body along common tangent before collision. As it is at rest, it has no velocity in this direction. That's why 0. Okay, next. Final velocity of the body. Final velocity of the body in this direction v2y. Sorry, v1y is equal to. Along this common tangent, is any force acts on the ball before and after collision? Along this common tangent, is any force acts on the body even during collision or after collision? Tell me. Line of impact direction, whenever collision takes place at the time along the line of impact, first body exerts the force on the other body, that is the internal force, that is the action. At the same time, the second body applies the reaction force on the body in this direction. Due to that, the velocity becomes v1x after collision. But along common tangent, is there any force acts on the ball before and after collision? No. That's why no change in the velocity of the body along common tangent before and after collision. That's why it is equal to still v0 sin theta only. v0 sin theta only. Okay. Next. Along this line of impact, perpendicular to line of impact or common tangent direction, is any velocity of the second body? Whenever collision takes place, the body pushes the body in this direction only, along the line of impact. This applies the force on the body along line of impact only. Before collision, it is at rest. That's why along common tangent, no force acts on the ball even during collision or even after collision. That's why along this common tangent, it does not acquire any velocity, because before collision, initially the second sphere is having no velocity along common tangent. So even after collision also, as no force acts on the second sphere along common tangent, no velocity is there even after collision also. That's why v2y is equal to 0. v2y is equal to 0. Therefore, in this case, u1y is equal to v1y, that is equal to v0 into sin theta, and u2y is equal to v2y, that is equal to 0. This concept, this is also important one. Second equation. This is also second equation. So relation between v1y and v2y, that means both are equal. v1y, v2y. v2y is known, v1y is known. v2x, v1x, relation is this one. So based on this, what is the velocity of the this first sphere after collision? They may ask. Velocity of the first sphere after collision means velocity of first sphere after collision. Velocity of the first sphere after collision is equal to square root of x component of velocity after collision square plus y component of velocity after collision. X component of velocity of the first sphere after collision. X component means from this we have to find. From this we have to find. Okay. So we can find these two. Okay. After collision, velocity of the first body along x-axis square plus velocity of the first body along y-axis square. This is the formula, general formula. So here v1x, v1y is already known because theta is given, v0 is given. We know that formula value. What about V1y? What about V1y? V1y is, you see, V1y means V naught sin theta. V1y is known. What about V1? Sorry, V1y is known. What about V1x? V1x we had calculated. How we can calculate? One more condition we need. One more condition we need. What is that condition? One more condition. How we can find? You apply the last conservation of linear momentum along line of impact. Along line of impact, you apply the law of conservation of linear momentum. Along line of impact, can we apply the law of conservation of linear momentum along y-axis or not? Sorry, along line of impact or not? Can we apply the law of conservation of linear momentum along line of impact or not? You tell me. We can apply the law of conservation of linear momentum for the system, not for single body. That is important, because along line of impact, force exerted by one sphere on the other sphere is the internal force. Internal force does not alter the momentum of the entire system. So for system we can apply law of conservation of linear momentum. So along line of impact, according to law of conservation of linear momentum, tell me, before collision, along line of impact, what is the momentum of the sphere? Mass of the sphere m1 into velocity component in this direction before collision along line of impact is equal to v1x no, sorry, u1x no. U1x means that is v naught cos, sorry, v naught cos theta no. So v naught cos theta plus velocity of the second body along line of impact before collision 0 only is equal to after collision along the line of impact only momentum of the first sphere m1 into velocity of the body along this line of impact after collision is equal to, after collision means v1x, here we have to write v1 into x plus momentum of the second sphere along line of impact after collision is m2 into v2x, we have to write v2x. Of course, you will be given m1, m2 values. You substitute here. Then you will get some v1x, v2x relation. You will get v1x, v2x minus v1x relation. You will get from this equation. Solve these two. v1x, v2x can be had. So this is equation 4. From equation 1 and 4, what is v1x? You calculate. What is v2x? You calculate. If you know v1x is known from this equation, then v1y is equal to already v naught sin theta we know. You substitute here, then you will get v1 value. Then what about v2 value? How you can find v2 value? v2y is equal to 0. v2y is equal to, sorry, v1y. Here along this direction, along y-axis, this velocity is 0. So what is the v2x? If you find v2x, that is only v2. So because already we know v1 value, from this v1 is equal to square root of v1 x square plus v1 y square. What about v2? Velocity of second body after collision. Velocity of second body after collision. Velocity of second body after collision. v2 is equal to square root of v2x square plus v2y square. What about v2y? v2y is 0. So this is equal to v2x is only the final velocity of the second body after collision. That is along line of impact only. Since v2y is equal to 0. What is v2x? Already from these two formulas, from 3 and 4, we can have v2x, no? So that v2x you substitute. Therefore, v2 is equal to, this is 0. This is only the value. So v2x only. This is the velocity of the second body after collision. So in this way, after two-dimensional collision or oblique collision in this case, we can find the velocities of the two bodies. So in this way we can calculate. Okay. In any direction means, what is the direction? Already velocity of the first body after collision, v1x is known, v2x is known. From initial direction of motion, what is the angle made? From initial direction of motion, what is the angle made? That means with this direction, what is the with this x-axis or y-axis, what is the angle made means tan alpha is equal to v2x by v1x. We can sorry, v1y by v1x we can write now. x-axis తో ఫస్ట్ పార్టికల్ కొలిగిన తర్వాత x-axis తో ఎంత యాంగిల్ చేసి ఉంటుందంటే విత్ x-axis తో యాంగిల్ మేడ్ బై ద ఫస్ట్ బాడీ సే సమ్ ఆల్ఫా. దెన్ v1 so then v1y by v1x v1y by v1x is equal to tan alpha. అంటే after collision vertical component of velocity means along y-axis velocity component by along x-axis velocity component v1x by v1y by v1x is equal to tan alpha. That is the angle made by first sphere with horizon with this line. Sorry, with x-axis after collision. In this way, we can find based on the given data, we can find the angle made with the line of impact or with x-axis. If you know angle made with this axis, then we can find angle made with this line, initial direction of motion. Initial direction of motion తో ఎంత యాంగిల్ చేస్తుంటుంది అనేది ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తే మనం ఈ యాంగిలే కదండి, యాంగిల్ మేడ్ అంటే ఈ యాంగిలే కదా థీటా. ఇక్కడ ఈ యాంగిల్ మనకు వస్తుంది, ఆల్రెడీ థీటా వస్తుంది. ఈ డైరెక్షన్ వెలాసిటీ కాంపోనెంట్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫస్ట్ బాడీ, ఈ డైరెక్షన్ వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ ది కాంపోనెంట్ సెకండ్ బాడీ రెండు వస్తాయి. ఈ ఎక్స్ యాక్సిస్ తీసే యాంగిల్ సపోజ్ ఇక్కడ ఆల్ఫా ఇది అనుకున్నాం అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు tan ఆల్ఫా ఇస్ ఈక్వల్ టు v1y by v1x. v1y by v1x gives the direction of motion of the first sphere after collision with this x axis. అప్పుడు దీంతో చేసే యాంగిల్ ఎంత అనేది క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయొచ్చు, లేదా ఈ లైన్ తో చేసే యాంగిల్ ఎంత అంటే బై జామెట్రీ we can calculate based on the problem there. We can calculate. Okay, so this is one more concept. Next, you note down. Have you noted? Time is over. Okay, 5 minutes more. Okay, I'll stop here, up to here. Okay, today we have to go through. If any problems are there related to these concepts, I will give more. These problems you do. Next, mains paper you have to complete today. Advanced paper, which problems you need to explain on the board by mind, you mention them. Okay, I will take video solutions for them and I will upload in the YouTube and I will keep in WhatsApp group also so that you can know. Okay, when sir, when means within 2 days I will upload, within 2 days. I don't want to say on the board here because we need more time to explain, because Saturday will be wasted. No, of course Saturday we are having festival. No, that's why you don't have classes on that day. Okay, okay, shall I sign out? Exam will be there with Vinayaka blessings. You have to write exam on Saturday. Okay, right now. Shall I sign out? Okay, Rohit Reddy.